Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and just like I promised in the last video I made, this is going to be the season recap video. I want to start by going over my personal stats and how the season's gone for me this far, and then we'll go into the team stuff because I really don't want to talk on myself too much because what we've done as a team is way more incredible than anything I could have done on my own. And the reason I say so far is because we are still playing. We did make it to the postseason. We had the conference tournament and we qualified for regionals. Actually tonight at 10 p.m. we figure out who we're going to be playing and where we're going to be playing. So this isn't going to be like an end of the season recap, but I just want to tell y'all about how the season's been going so far, and I'm sure in a future video I can always just talk about how the season ended and how far we went, how we did in the postseason. The reason that this video is in my car is because of the postseason they made me move out of my apartment. They made all the baseball players move into dorms, or if they hadn't already been in dorms we had to move out of our apartments, and I'm in a dorm, and I just didn't think I wanted to make a video in there because I didn't want my roommate to be coming in and out and stuff like that. So it's just easier for me to do it here in the car. So first of all, guys, when I'm talking about my individual season, I want to let y'all know that I'm not complaining whatsoever because this journey has meant so much to me, even though it's something I've never experienced in my playing career. To start off with, guys, I started off as a starter. I didn't start opening day, and that may have been the first time I hadn't started opening day in one of my seasons since I was really young. So that was definitely first in my career, but I kept battling and I eventually was the starter for a few games, but through my first 13 at-bats, guys, I did not get a hit. And that may have been one of the reasons that I didn't get to play right away. And when they put in the other outfielder ahead of me, he just started balling out, guys, and I had to learn how to be a part of a different role on the team. And that was more of coming off of the bench, pinch hitting late in games, or if needed, in the middle of games against matchups, coming in and hitting. And that was kind of hard for me, guys, I'm not gonna lie, because coming from West Tech, I did start my freshman and sophomore years and I barely ever came out. I probably only sat about 3 games in my first 2 years, and this isn't me complaining, guys, because looking back at it now, it really taught me about perseverance and pushing through and working hard, and it was tough, guys. I can't even tell you how many times I was on the phone with my mom talking about this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through because I loved the game so much and I felt like I was good enough to start, but I just didn't show how good I could play, and someone else was doing good for the team, so we had to go with the hot bat, and it just didn't pan out for me at that point in the year. But I kept grinding and kept grinding, and every time I got my number called, I felt like I did good and helped the team, and that was just my role for the longest time. And then God answered my prayers, guys, and towards the end of the year, I got my first start in a very long time against Catawba, and it was on senior day. I remember I was in the dugout, and, in my head by this point in the year, I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to start today because, I was just kind of used to being that role player coming off the bench. And I'm not going to say I was complacent, but, after a while of things being repetitive, you kind of get used to that same old, same old. So I was just chilling, and my friend Luke, who was in the last video, comes up to me and he goes, "Tony, you're in the lineup." And I'm not going to say exactly what I said, but in a clean way, I said, "You're effing lying." He said, "No, go check the card." So I go and I look, and I'm starting left field and batting 6, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. All this hard work, and I'm finally getting my shot. I ended up doing pretty decent that game. I think I went 1 for 4, and I just got a lot of compliments after the game. I feel like a lot of people had seen me grinding in practice, and they were just happy to see me finally get that opportunity. And then we made it to the conference tournament, obviously, and that was my chance to shine. We played 5 games. I got to start in every single one of them, and even though I only batted about 260, 270, I feel like I did some great things for the team. A lot of people told me how good I did, and sometimes I feel like in baseball it's not all about the stats. I mean, you may look at the 270 that I hit or 260 that I hit in the tournament and be like, that wasn't that great, but the things that I did in the situations, I remember I came up, we were tied 3-3 against Anderson late in the game, and I had a hit up the middle that ended up giving us the go-ahead run, and that ended up helping us win a couple games in the tournament before we finally lost and had to battle our way back. But it was just those moments in the tournament that I saw everything that God had put in front of me. Me going through the hardships of having to sit the bench every day and wait for my opportunity to be called, even if it was just in that bad a game, just to be able to get those starts in the tournament. It just meant so much to me, and my parents got to see the first 2 games that I played, and I played really well in front of them. And I remember my mom just looking at me and being like, "You're getting to live your dream. This is something I've always wanted for you," and that was just really cool to see. So just going over my stats just for a little bit. Right now I'm batting 293. I obviously don't have any home runs, and I think I have like 14 or 15 RBIs. So I'm pretty happy with how I've produced so far. Even if I may not have gotten as much playing time as I wanted at the beginning of the year, I feel like I've gotten hot late when the team needed me in postseason play, and I'm looking forward to what I can do in regionals to help our team keep moving on. Now moving on to the success of the team and talking more about what we did this year. This is by far one of the best seasons that the Newberry Wolves have ever had in a baseball year. I'm just going to go through a few of these guys because there's too much to talk about, but I just want to start at the beginning of the year. So, you know, we've been grinding the whole fall. We've been doing inter squads. We've had our Friday mornings where we have to wake up at 6 a.m. and flip tires and push tires and do all this different stuff, you know, and it made us like a better team. You know, it made us closer together through all of those hardships. And then we go in for the first game of the year and we lose 2-15 to Belmont Abbey. And me coming from a team that didn't win much and got beat like that almost every night, I'm like, please don't let this be another West Tech situation. But I was totally wrong. After that, we ended up winning the next 2 games of the series. We won the series. And after that, guys, we kind of found our foothold. We may have been like up and down I remember we lost to NGU in the series. We got swept 3-0, but after that, we won on a 13-game winning streak. We finally lost a game, and then we just started another 12-game winning streak. And as far as our record at home, it was by far one of the best in the nation. We won 20 straight games in a row before finally losing, and at that time of being 20-0, it was the best in all of NCAA. I'm not just talking D2, I'm talking D1 as well, guys, and that is just insane. I think Arizona State was a team that was with us when we were like 18 games in a row, and then they finally lost, and we were the best in the NCAA, and that's crazy to think about. We also had some crazy situations. I remember we were playing Lander, and it was an extra inning situation. We had one of our best left-handed pitchers on the mound, Quentin Driggers. He allowed a leadoff triple to start like the 9th inning or something like that. And he ended up striking out a couple, having a line out, and got out of the inning. It was by far the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all guys. When I saw that leadoff triple, I was like, dang, I think they're gonna walk it off against us. But he bared down and pitched some of his best baseball of the year right there. And then moving into the tournament, the craziest thing I've ever seen in my baseball career happened. We were playing Wingate, and we were already in the losers bracket because we had lost to Catawba after winning 2 straight in the tournament, and our backs are against the wall. Like, we've already played a game today. We had to win that game in order to make it to the championship, and we did not get off to a good start. I'm pretty sure the score was 6-2 going into the 9th inning, and then I led off. I grounded out up the middle. Our next guy struck out, and we had 2 outs with nobody on, and we're down by 4. It's looking like we're going to be heading back to Newberry, 1 game shy of making it to the championship game. One thing leads to another, guys, and we scored 4 runs to tie it, and we're set up for a walk-off situation. And Tyler White is the hero once again as he hits a walk-off bloop over the shortstop's head, and we walked it off to send ourselves to the championship game. Now later, we ended up playing the championship game. We played good ball, but it just wasn't good enough to get us to win, and we had to beat this team twice because they hadn't lost a single game in the tournament, and it was double elimination, and we lost to Catawba again 3-2 in the championship game. But guys, that game against Wingate is something I will never forget because you know, baseball is a crazy thing. You hear about people coming back, you know, in the last inning, but with 2 outs, scoring 4 runs, I mean, that's just like, I just felt like God was wearing his Newberry hat that day. But I mean, we're sitting on the year, 41 wins on the year. It's by far the best in Newberry history, guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing who we play tonight. The selection show is going on. We'll get to see who we're playing and where we're playing. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do in this postseason. I'm trying to go far. I'm trying to win a national championship. We've already won a conference championship, which was one of my goals, but it would be so great to see us win a national championship. And at the end of this video, guys, I'm gonna show y'all a little video of us winning the conference championship, since that is something I forgot to talk about. But I hope that this shows y'all how the season went for me, and if there's one thing you can learn about my personal story, it's perseverance and keep grinding, guys. You know, it may not always go your way, but if you just keep pushing, keep working hard, you're gonna get what you deserve. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Some of the things coming out later on leading up until the Summer Chronicles. We are gonna have my highlight video. When the season finally ends, I'm gonna throw a highlight video together and show y'all some of my junior year highlights. And then I'm gonna make a montage of some of the best season 1 moments from the Summer Chronicles, and all that'll lead up until season 2 of the Summer Chronicles, when I'm finally back home with my boys and we're making videos of what we do over the summer. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all are looking forward to the Summer Chronicles season 2. And as always, Tmat out.
There it is. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go!